All right, let's try this again for the third time. The first time the audio didn't work. The second time the video just, for whatever reason, stopped recording. Windows camera software sucks. Whenever you click off it, it just stops recording the video. I don't understand that, but anyway, let's try for the third time. So what's up, guys? It's a Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys my third attempt at like a 30-40 minute video. But I wanted to talk about the Pacers season, recap it a little bit, talk about guys who had a good season, guys who had a bad season, and stuff like that. I'm going to try to make this short. It doesn't end up being short because I go through pretty much all the guys on the roster and if they had a good season or not. So we'll see what happens. But the Pacers finished with 50 wins this year. Above expectation, I think. I expected them to get 47, 48 wins. To get 50, I think is a big deal. A lot of people wanted us to go for that third seed. I'm glad we stayed at the fourth seed because we'll play Milwaukee in the first round instead of Detroit, even though I wanted to smoke with Detroit all day long. I think they've been running their fucking mouths all season, and they're horrible against teams above 500. Same thing with Milwaukee. They're not good against teams above 500. I actually think that Milwaukee series will be easier than we anticipate, only because the only guys on that team that really somewhat scare me on that team are Giannis and Kevin Porter Jr. at this point. And Giannis, he can put up 50, and we've beaten him before. And Kyle Kuzma is not a good three-point shooter at all. They traded Chris Middleton, and now Damian Lillard's injured. I don't think he's going to play in the playoffs. So I kind of like our chances against Milwaukee. I think we actually beat them in like 5, maybe 6 games. I do think Milwaukee is capable of winning 1 game, maybe 2, but that's it. And then, in the second round, you'd play the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't know why everybody thinks like Boston is a better matchup. I think people just want the smoke with Boston because of last year. I don't. I think we need to re-sign Miles Turner and Benedict Mathurin. And if the Cleveland Cavaliers provide us with the easiest path to get back to the Eastern Conference Finals, then that means it's easier for Miles Turner to come back, and it's easier for Herb Simon to justify going over the luxury tax. So that's why I'm perfectly fine with keeping the 4th seed. We sat our starters against Cleveland. Everyone's losing their mind about the 2 games against Cleveland. Oh, we struggled with their fucking bench unit and no starters. And I'm like, dude, just let it be. Okay? Like, we'll worry about it when it gets here. People worry about, I don't know why, but sports fans worry about the dumbest shit that I'm like, yo, like, it's 1 game. Okay? Let's see how they play us in a series of 7. Okay? Like, you're given time to adjust. All right, just hold your fucking horses a little bit. I think people are hyping up Cleveland to be a better team than they actually are. And they're a team that if they lose in the second round, there's going to be changes. All right? So that's, let's not count our chickens before they fucking hatch. So that's where I'm at on that. All right? But I do think tanking, or not tanking, but yeah, I guess tanking for the 4th seed when we could have gotten the 3rd seed was a potential move to help, make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and maybe bring Miles back on a cheaper deal. And if that's not going to happen, at least give Herb Simon some type of fucking incentive to go into the luxury tax, okay? So, yeah, that's my justification for that. So let's go ahead and get into the players. Let's talk about each player. Let's go through each player who I thought had a good year, who I thought had a bad year. But first off, I want to say we had 7 guys play 70-plus games this year. The medical staff did a brilliant job all year. I'm going to call it what it is. They did a brilliant job. Having 7 guys play 70-plus games is unheard of. Okay? Absolutely insane. That alone is a win. That will win you games. Okay? They say the best ability is availability, and they're 100% right. Okay? TJ McConnell and Obi Toppin played 79 games this year. That's our bench unit. Okay? Those 2 guys make up our bench unit. And when they play 79 games, yeah, you can best believe we're going to win. Okay? We're going to win some fucking games. So, let's go ahead and get into it. First guy is Tyrese Haliburton. Okay? Played 73 games this year, started for 73 of them. Shot 47% from the field, 38% from three, 85% from the free throw line, 18.5 points a game, 1.4 steals. 1.4 steals a game, almost 1.5. 9.2 assists per game. Tyrese Haliburton improved a lot this year, man. Especially second half of the year. When on the defensive side of the ball, Tyrese Haliburton became a better player as far as getting in passing lanes. He's become a better on-ball defender. He didn't have a great first half of the season, but really balled out the second half of the season. Looked like all NBA first team Tyrese Haliburton again in the second half of the season. He's still 24 years old. I really look forward to the future with him at point guard on this team. He's a point guard savant. I would argue best point guard in the league as far as a pure point guard and facilitator. He's everything that Trae Young wishes he could be as far as from an efficiency standpoint. Tyrese Haliburton's already passed Chris Paul at 24 years old for the most games with 20 points and 10 assists and no turnovers. All right. Tyrese Haliburton, I remember in the beginning of the year, I remember you people clamoring to trade this motherfucker. Okay. I was one of the few people that was like, nah, I'm not ready to trade him. He's entitled to some bad basketball. He's been playing a lot. A lot of people forget, okay? Tyrese Haliburton played a regular season last year, went into the playoffs, went to the Eastern Conference Finals. About a couple weeks later, goes to Team USA practice to play for the Olympics, sits most of the Olympics with an injury, okay? Then, after the Olympics, goes down to Florida with the entire team to Pascal Siakam's training facility. They train for 2 or 3 weeks there, and then they have, a week off, and NBA training camp starts, okay? He didn't get a break until, the All-Star break. And then finally, after the All-Star break, dude started balling again. So, people have to understand, we got to throw Tyrese Haliburton a bone a little bit, okay? Because a guy has a bad stretch of basketball, that doesn't mean you automatically trade them, okay? If they have a bad stretch, that's one thing. Now, if they have an entirely bad season, okay, you can give them, one more season of playing, you can give them that season, but if they go into the next season playing, total shit, then you move on from them, okay? But Tyrese Haliburton was entitled to some bad basketball, I feel. He's the only reason this team is a playoff team. He's the engine to the car, okay? He is what makes this team go. So, I'm not ready to trade him. I will never be ready to trade Tyrese Haliburton, okay? Unless he just starts playing total ass, okay? And for an entire season, then we can have that conversation. But no. It was mind-blowing to me how fast people turned on Tyrese Haliburton. We were 25 games into the season. We were 10 and 15. And motherfuckers were like, trade Tyrese. Trade Tyrese. Yo, calm the fuck down, okay? Not everybody can be great all the time, all right? So, next is Pascal Siakam. Pascal Siakam played 78 games this year, started all 78 of them, shot 51% from the field. I'm going to call it 39% from three because it's .389, okay? 0.1% more and it's 39%. He shot 73% from the free throw line, which isn't great. You wish it was higher, but he averaged 20 points per game, 7 rebounds a game, we'll call it, 1 steal a game, and 3.5 assists. When we traded for Pascal Siakam, I didn't think he would be as good of a three-point shooter as he is, but Pascal Siakam has become a legitimate inside-out threat. He's a guy that can kill you in the post and a guy that can kill you from the three-point line. A lot of times this year, Pascal Siakam was arguably the best player on the team, and he's 30 years old. I know a lot of people don't like his age. A lot of people don't like his contract, but you know what? I really can't complain. The dude is efficient. He's averaging 20 points a game. He's a team player. I think he plays decent defense. I can't complain. I just can't. I understand he gets paid a lot of money. So does Tyrese Haliburton. There's a lot of guys on this team getting paid more money than they're worth. But it's just the idea. Pascal Siakam, the slander needs to stop, and it's slowly starting to stop. Just for whatever reason, especially considering what we gave up for Pascal Siakam. Okay, Jordan Nwora, what was it? What did we give up? Jordan Nwora, Bruce Brown, and 3 first-round picks. 2 of them were late first-round picks, I think, for Miles Turner. I mean, or not Miles Turner, Pascal Siakam. I'm not crying about it, okay? Bruce Brown is like borderline out of the fucking league at this point. So I can't complain. I just can't. Next is Miles Turner. 28 years old, 72 games, started 72 games for a guy who's injured all the time or has a history of being injured all the time. 72 games is a nice change. Okay, it's a nice change to see. He shot 48% from the field, which he's kind of a jump shooting big man, so I can't really get on him about that. He doesn't do a lot of work down in the post. He shot 39% from three, almost 40% from three, which is fucking insane. He shot 77% from the free throw line, averaged 15.5 points a game, almost at 15.6, and 6.5 rebounds a game. Listen, I'm just going to say this, okay? The Miles Turner situation is very, very weird. And the reason the Miles Turner situation is very, very weird is because, well, Miles Turner is 28 years old, and he's becoming an unrestricted free agent, and a lot of teams are going to go after Miles Turner. A lot of teams, okay? Houston could go after him. Golden State could go after him. The Lakers could go after him. The Bucks could go after him. I know there's a lot of teams that don't have the cap space right now, but there are going to be guys that, teams are going to decline team options on guys. There's going to be players that decline their player options, okay? There's going to be guys that get traded. There's going to be teams that renounce their rights to guys that get paid a lot of money so they can just hit unrestricted free agency and not have that cap hold, okay? There will be teams that will create cap space to try and sign Miles Turner. Now, do those teams offer a better chance to win than Indiana does right now? I don't know, okay? I kind of doubt it. There's not a lot of teams that are going to provide the same opportunity that Indiana does, especially if we get back to the Eastern Conference Finals. Miles Turner, if he wants to come back, is probably not going to get paid what he wants or what he's worth. But if we make it back to the Eastern Conference Finals, Herb Simon might consider going into the luxury tax to bring back Miles Turner, because at that point, that is when you start spending money. When your team is capable of getting to the Eastern Conference Finals 2 years in a row, that's when you start spending bread. That's when you start saying money is no object, get me a championship, okay? And we're very close, okay? We're a solid team. We just need a little extra something to get us there. I feel like we're probably going to get it this offseason. I don't know where it's going to come from, but once those contract extensions kick in on certain guys, I could see a trade happening at some point, okay? Next is Benedict Mathurin. Oh, Benny, as much as I want to like you, there's times where I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Benedict Mathurin's the biggest question mark on this team going forward, I feel. And the reason for that is because there are flashes of brilliance out of Benedict Mathurin, okay? But then there's also flashes of boneheadedness out of Benedict Mathurin. And he played 72 games this year. Really good for a guy who got injured last year and missed like this entire second half of the season last year. He started 49 games this year. I'm just going to say this. I don't think Benedict Mathurin is a starter yet. He shot 45% from the field this year. We'll call it 46 because it's close enough to it. He shot 34% from three this year, 83% from the free throw line. He averaged 16 points a game off the bench, which is great. Those are great six-man numbers. Okay, he averaged basically 2 assists a game, 0.7 steals, and 5 rebounds a game. All right. Benedict Mathurin has improved in a lot of areas, such as defense he's gotten better at, shot selection he's gotten better at. He's become a more willing passer. And if there's any part of his game that is elite, it's getting to the free throw line. This man is shooting almost 5 free throws a game at 4.6. And that's where superstar players are born, okay? I know there's been a lot of comparisons to like Anthony Edwards, and I think we need to dial it back a bit on those comparisons. Even myself, I've compared him to Anthony Edwards before because I see it. I see there's moments of it. It's just he's not consistent enough. Benedict Mathurin's a great player. He's just not consistent enough to be a starter. And I don't think that he should be playing the small forward position. I think he should be playing the shooting guard position. I don't know why they keep playing him at the 3. defensively, he's not good enough to be playing the 3. So, I don't know. Bennedict Mathurin has a lot of question marks at the moment, but I think he will figure them out. He's only 22 years old. I would be very, very surprised if the team gives up on Bennedict Mathurin this early into his career. He's going to be a restricted free agent next year. He is qualifying for an extension this summer. I would be very, very shocked if he got paid more than Aaron Nesmith, because Aaron Nesmith is making $11 million a year. I kind of feel like that's the ballpark of what Bennedict Mathurin will probably get. Like, I don't know. I can't see him getting paid. I don't know. I think Aaron Nesmith is the better player, but I think Bennedict Mathurin is maybe the better scorer. So I don't know. Okay. I don't know what the deal is gonna be with Bennedict Mathurin, but we will see. I'm not ready to give up on him yet. I just feel like we need to tone down the hype on Bennedict Mathurin a little bit, at least for now. There's too many people expecting Bennedict Mathurin to be like a star player immediately, I feel. And he's still a very good player. He's the 3rd highest scorer on this team. It's just the idea, we need to dial it back a little bit. Okay, the efficiency numbers still need a lot of work, but he's making progress in the areas he should be making progress in. They're just not as drastic as we would like them to be. So let's just cool it down a little bit on Bennedict Mathurin. Okay. Andrew Nembhard. Andrew Nembhard played 65 games this year, started for 65 games. Offensively had a horrible season. I'm going to call it Andrew Nembhard had a horrible season offensively. He shot basically 46% from the field. Same as Bennedict Mathurin. He shot 29% from 3 this year, which is fucking atrocious for a guard. He shot 79% from the free throw line on 10 points a game, 5 assists, 1.2 steals, and 3 rebounds. Andrew Nembhard is a solid player, but he's making $18 million a year going forward, and I just don't see how being strictly a defensive guy is justifiable for that amount of money. If there is a trade this offseason between 2 players, I think it'll be Andrew Nembhard and Obi Toppin for somebody. I don't know what that trade looks like, but Andrew Nembhard is probably going to make an all-defensive team this year. I'd be very shocked if he doesn't. But outside of that, he's a secondary ball handler or playmaker, which I think Aaron Nesmith is capable of doing. All right. I do feel like our offense would be a lot better if we would just set screens for people to get people open. I feel like you wouldn't even need Andrew Nembhard as a secondary ball handler if you would just fucking do that. But for whatever reason, Rick Carlisle chooses not to. I think our offense gets utilized very, very poorly. But at the end of the day, Andrew Nembhard is a good player. He's 25 years old, but the offense is inconsistent, and it's almost too inconsistent to justify the $18 million a year price tag he's going to have. So I don't know, maybe some other team would like Andrew Nembhard. I do think Andrew Nembhard is in some ways an incremental part of this team, but between him and Obi Toppin, if there is a consolidation trade, I feel like it's going to be Drew and Obi for somebody. I don't know who that somebody is, but we'll see. When those contract extensions kick in, and Obi's making $14 million, and Nemby is making $18 million, at that point, you have a lot of salary cap to work with to maybe make a bigger splash for somebody. So, yeah, Nemby did not have a good year this year. Next is Aaron Nesmith, Mr. 50-40-90 himself, okay? Aaron Nesmith has quickly become one of the best players on this team, all right? I understand he only played 45 games this year. He started for 37 of them. He had a really, really bad ankle injury or foot injury, I believe, in the beginning of this year. Missed most of the second half. Or actually, no. Yeah, missed most of the first half of the year. I was like 11 games in is when he got injured, and then he didn't play until after the All-Star break. But Aaron Nesmith shot 50% from the field, 43% from 3, and 91% from the free throw line on 12 points per game, 0.8 steals, 1.2 assists, and 4 rebounds. The man is playing out of his fucking mind. He's 25 years old, has a lot of game left. Aaron Nesmith's contract is one of the best bargain contracts in the NBA. I think the dude's a baller, and I hope we keep him. I hope he does not get traded this offseason because the dude can flat out ball. He plays defense. He's the best defender on this team most nights, I think. Andrew Nembhard, great player defensively, but Aaron Nesmith is like, he can shut shit down when he wants to, and I love that about him. Next is Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin played 79 games this year. Another 70-plus game season for Obi. Started for 4 of them, shot 52% from the field, 36% from 3, almost 37%. I would not be shocked if Obi Toppin shoots 38% from 3 next year. The second half of the season, the dude was stroking it, okay? On almost 4 attempts a game, the dude knows how to get open. He moves around. He doesn't just stand around on offense. He's a great transition player. I love me some Obi Toppin, but if he gets traded, I kind of understand why for the money purposes. Also, Jarris Walker needs minutes. We'll get to him later, but Jarris Walker needs minutes, and they got to come from somewhere. And Obi Toppin plays the same position. So, I don't know. Jarris Walker's too good to be a member of the third unit, but Obi Toppin, averaging 10.5 points a game, 0.9 turnovers, so he doesn't turn the ball over a lot, 1.6 assists a game and 4 rebounds, 78% from the free throw line. Obi Toppin is becoming a very efficient player. And he's 26 years old. I think he's got a lot of game left. It's just the front office is going to do what the front office wants to do this offseason, boys. We're going to see a consolidation trade coming, I think, this offseason to put us over the top. It's just we have a lot of guys on our team making more money than they're worth. Obi Toppin is more justifiable than Andrew Nembhard at this point as far as what they're getting paid. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Like I said, someone's probably going to get traded this offseason. There's probably going to be 2 guys that get traded this offseason that you're not going to be happy with, but a consolidation trade is coming somewhere, okay? I even think Johnny Furphy needs more minutes. So that's where I'm at on this. Ben Shepherd, bad season, bad sophomore year. 42% from the field, 34% from 3. Free throw line was 88%, almost 89%. That's great. But, yeah, the efficiency for Ben Shepherd was bad this year. He played 63 games, so he was available. Started for 9 of them, just couldn't get it to fall all year, man. Hopefully next year is better. Next is TJ McConnell. Played 79 games this year. Started for 1 of them. Shot 52% from the field. Essentially, it's 51.9. For a guard, that's fucking amazing. However, 30% from 3 is embarrassing. TJ, please get better at shooting threes, okay? With love, okay? I understand you're great at getting around the basket and doing your little runaround thing and getting open. That's why TJ McConnell and Obi Toppin are so good, by the way, is because they move around on offense. They don't fucking stand still, okay? Like, how many times have you watched TJ McConnell run baseline, run in a circle, and just hit a mid-range fade, okay? Like, he's always moving around. He shot 74% from the free throw line this year. TJ McConnell's averaging 9 points a game and 4.5 assists a game with 1.1 steals. Best bench point guard in the league, if you ask me. He's 32 years old. I love him. I'm glad he's still on the team. I hope he's at someday coaching for the Indiana Pacers after he retires, because TJ McConnell, I think, is a brilliant basketball player. I love him and hope he stays, because he's making $10 million a year, too. Next is Ijax. Only got 5 games out of him. Probably not going to be on the team. Just going to call it what it is. I have a feeling the team declines his team option for, I think, $5 million. They need as much cap space as they can get to bring back Myles Turner, and if it means getting rid of Isaiah Jackson, they're probably going to do it. Sucks because he has a torn Achilles. He's 23 years old. Was very big for us in the playoffs last year, but there's other guys on this team that I feel like will be coming back at bench center next year. So, Isaiah Jackson probably done. Next is Jarris Walker. Jarris Walker played phenomenal this year. 75 games, started for 5 of them, shot 47% from the field, 40% from 3. The free throw percentage was not great. You'd like it to be better, but he shot 66% from the free throw line this year. Averaged 6 points a game, 1.5 assists, 0.7 steals, and 3 rebounds a game. Jarris Walker is just too good to be a member of the third unit, man. He's just too good. Defensively, he's a great player. 40% from 3, 47% from the field in 16 minutes a game. Jarris Walker needs more minutes. I don't know where they're going to come from, but that's another reason I feel there's going to be a trade. He's 21 years old. You need to get this man more playing time. All right. He was a top 10 pick for a reason. He needs minutes. They got to come from somewhere. That's what Jarris Walker, though. I was very low on Jarris Walker when we drafted him. I feel better now about us drafting Jarris Walker. Jarris Walker has been playing very, very good ball. Okay. And, yeah. Next is Thomas Bryant. Oh, Thomas Bryant, how much I wanted to love you. But I have a feeling he doesn't come back. I know the team likes his energy, but 7 points per game on 32% from three for a guy who's taken 2 3-pointers a game and 47% from the field. Got a lot of minutes. He's averaging about 4 rebounds a game, 3.9 and 6.9 assists per game. I just feel like Tony Bradley in the 14 games we've seen from him has been better than whatever we've seen from Thomas Bryant. Thomas Bryant played 56 games, started for 8 of them, but I just feel like we go in a different direction. Quentin Jackson, a guy that if we don't re-sign, somebody else will, okay? 26 years old, played 28 games, started 7 of them. He's getting about 13 and a half minutes a game, but he shot 47% from the field, 37% from 3, and 77% from the free throw line in those games, averaging just under 6 points per game, 0.8 steals, 1.9 assists or 2 assists per game, and 1.5 rebounds. Quentin Jackson at 26 years old, I just feel like he would be a great contingency plan post TJ McConnell. It's just the dude needs to ball, and it's not going to be in Indy. He needs more playing time, and it will come from someplace else. I just don't feel like he's too good to be a member of our third unit. That's just what I feel. He's too good to be a two-way player. Somebody will sign him to, I think, a bigger deal this offseason. Next is Enrique Freeman. Haven't seen enough of Enrique Freeman to really give a real synopsis of him, but I do know he's kind of like a stretch big. The percentages are bad, but he's 24 years old, and he's a little old. We'll see what happens. Enrique Freeman, though, I have a feeling will not be a Pacer in the future unless he really wows us. Maybe not this offseason, but after next year, I just don't see it. Next is Tony Bradley. I've already said what I said about Tony Bradley. He's played 14 games for us. He's shooting 64% from the field as a center. The free throw percentage is not good, but he's averaging 4 points a game, 3 rebounds. He's a guy that I feel like we might bring back next year as our backup center over Thomas Bryant and Isaiah Jackson, just because I think you can sign him for a vet minimum, and you'd be able to have him as your bench center for the rest of the year, and I think he's pretty good at what he does. Next is Johnny Furphy, 20 years old, played 50 games this year. The percentages were bad, but he shot 81% from the free throw line, which shows there's something there. He only averaged 2 points a game, 2.1. But we did see the poster dunk on Goga Batadze. He's a tall dude. I think he could play the small forward position instead of the shooting guard position. But I'd like to see more out of Johnny Furphy. And I feel like he's going to get more minutes next year. He's another guy that I'd like to see more of. Everybody else on the roster is not really somebody that I've paid a lot of attention to. Ray J. Dennis, I haven't paid a lot of attention to. Moses Brown only played 9 games for us. He's gone. James Wiseman's gone. Sucks, but, the Achilles thing, there's nothing you can do about that. RIP James Wiseman's Pacers career. Was really hoping to see more of him. James Johnson will be back. He's our vet. I mean, he's a guy that I feel like we'll bring back at some point. Jahlil Okafor and Tristan Newton. Tristan Newton's no longer on the team, and Jahlil Okafor only played 1 game in which he only got 1 assist and 1 rebound. So I don't have anything to say about Jahlil Okafor. So, yeah, that's it. Tell me what you guys think down below in the comment section below. I'm excited for the playoffs. I feel like there will be some changes to this team this offseason. I feel like there has to be if we want to bring back Miles Turner. So tell me what you guys think down below in the comment section below. A like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report. And I'm out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.